What training did you have to go through to become a pilot?
Yeah, we had to go to schools first. I think we had about 6 months of schools, a couple of different schools. And then we went to elementary flying school for 2 months. That was flying Tigermoths. They're a single-engine biplane. And that's where we first soloed and got to know a bit about flying. After that, we went to Camp Borden, actually. I can't even remember how long. It was 2 or 3 months, I think. We learned how to fly Harvards and instrument flying and a lot of stuff. We were going to school all the time, learning about navigation and weather, stuff like that, you know.
What's your favorite memory of your flying days?
Just generally flying. I loved flying at the time. And like I say, we were young fellas and we were given these planes and we could do practically what we wanted to do. We weren't always supposed to do these things, but low flying and aerobatics and stuff like that. That was really fun. Well, it's coming down as close as you can to the ground. Naturally, you wouldn't be too close. You'd probably be 3 or 4 feet up. Well, wait a minute, maybe 6 feet up. And you'd be just going along, and it's just something you were doing, you know. And we used to have dog fights with each other and stuff like that, you know. It was pretty free. And I was about 19 years old, imagine. I can remember a couple of times I nearly killed myself. Mostly my own fault. Once it was in a dog fight. We were playing around. I was following this plane. He went up, and I went up behind him, and then he flipped over and came down, and we were both out of control because neither of us had enough airspeed to maneuver, you know, and we just missed. I often think of that because not only myself, but and the other guy too. He had a passenger. The wireless air gunner was in the back seat. Made you feel kind of sheepish, I guess. I tore part of the wing off once, so it was more a taxiing accident. We were parked in rows like this, and I came out slowly, and this guy came out fast, and he wasn't looking where he was going. He really wasn't. He was looking sideways. So I whipped around and tried to miss him, but part of my wing head is propped. That was the only crash I had. I was with a big group of people all the time. All the time. We were on courses and one thing or another in flying schools. We were always with a big group, around 100 or whatever it took.
So did you make any friends when you were in the war?
Oh, I did, yeah. There was one fellow that turned out he had been the boyfriend of my best friend's sister, and I was with him all through the war. Yeah, we did everything together. Went through the different schools and the different flying schools, and then we were sent out to West together, and then we even went overseas together. But I didn't keep many friends when I came back because everybody was dispersed, you know. It's not like everybody came back into your own neighborhood. Well, when the war ended, there was pilots all over the place and not that many airlines or planes. I thought a lot of us thought we'd get into flying afterwards, but actually, we had officers that would come around and talk to us, and they sort of steered us away from that. They wanted us to get back into the mainstream of society. They had more pilots than they needed. And naturally, the ones with the most service and the highest rank had an advantage there for getting any jobs that were available. I went to work for my brother in his fish and chip store. Well, that's what I was doing just prior to the war. had to leave and go in the Air Force. Then after the war, I went back to work for him for about a year, and then I got my own store, another fish and chip store. I had that one for about 6 years. I sold that one and opened the one I'm in now in 1956. I think I started to get into flying again. I checked out on float planes with a guy. But then I felt that I had a wife and 2 children and a store, and everything sort of depended on me at the time. So I thought I'd better not be flying around, you know.